What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. As you can tell, it is a beautiful day here in Colorado and I am outside walking. So as I have shared with you, I'm on a transformation, and as part of that transformation, I do 3, let's call them cardio bouts daily. So walking is one of them. I could choose to be on the stair mill. I could do some incline treadmill, ride on a bike, something like that. I just actively move 3 times for a minimum of 10 minutes in each one of those. So this is one of them. Now, I have had it brought to my attention that the diet video that we shared was reviewed by a couple different people. One of those people is Greg Doucette. Now, I've heard of Greg before, but I wasn't super familiar with who he actually was. So I did a little bit of digging, and I figured after being asked a few different times to review what he said about my diet, that I would let you guys know some of my thoughts. So I'm gonna finish this walk, we're gonna head inside, and I will share them with you. Made it back inside here from the walk, and I am getting ready to go train. So since I am a very busy man, I figured I would talk to you guys while I am mixing up my pre-workout and just have that little bit of time period before I actually head out to the gym. So what I'm mixing up is our pre-workout from Undefined Nutrition. This is called Greatness, and we've added a bunch of great stuff to this, but essentially it increases your mood, your focus, and overall performance, so you can have a great workout. The flavor is literally unbelievable, and I will mix that with our Structure product, which is a combination of 2 different types of creatine monohydrate, creatine mega power, HMB, and peak ATP. Essentially, this is our strength and power product. So I like to take a pre-workout. So 1 scoop of each of those, and I will mix that up, and then we will get to talking. Like I said, obviously Greg kind of broke down and dissected my diet, which, after learning a little bit more about him, obviously competed in bodybuilding. He's done, it looks like, some powerlifting as well. So Greg, I commend you on that. And it looks like you've had quite a bit of success with helping other people with their diets. So again, big shout out for that. I'm sorry that I wasn't more familiar with you. Now, with that being said, I think that I was a little bit unclear, maybe to everybody, all my followers here on YouTube, about, what my goals are, what my intentions are, and, just where I'm looking to go with all of this. So with my diet, my goal is to maintain strength, maintain lean muscle mass, at the same time drop fat, so get a little bit leaner, but with the intention of still competing in the sport of strongman. So I'm not trying to just cut down to, get stage ready or just care about dropping my body fat percentage. I'm still looking for strength. I'm still looking for performance. And what I will say is I'm working with a dietitian named Nathan Payton. I have worked with Nathan for a very long time. He knows me very well. And Nathan has a lot of World's Strongest Man titles under his belt, a lot of other strongman titles under his belt, a lot of professional athletes that he works with, and those athletes trust him very much, and I also trust him very much. So with Nathan, we go through a lot of different phases. This is the initial phase, and one of the things that Greg picked up on with my diet in particular that he was trying to harp on quite a bit was the fact that I was starving. I was starving in the morning. I was starving during the middle of the day. I was starving at night. And that is true. But what you have to realize is I made a significant change from the calories I was taking in before to this diet. And my body took a couple weeks to adjust. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I had kind of a dull headache going on for, 7 to 10 days. I was starving. I was very hungry. There was kind of an initial transition period, but now that I've been on the diet a little bit longer, I'm dealing with it much better. So I am not, I wouldn't say starving. I'm still getting hungry, but that's natural. If I'm going to eat every, 2.5 hours all day long, that should be the case. I mean, I should work through my food, get it through the system, and then move on to my next meal. So, I'm still in that same diet phase. We're going to change the diet phase. As I said, Nathan frequently does that with me. But with it being said, Greg's recommendations certainly are, viable in certain scenarios. But what you have to understand, and one thing that I've learned very well in this industry, being around people with training and diet and all of that, is no two people are the exact same, right? So one of the things Greg didn't identify is what I've got going on personally. So number one, what my goals are. Number two, if I have any food allergies or food intolerances, things that I don't particularly deal with very well in my diet. And then on top of that, catering to my individual needs. So as you guys know, I run multiple different businesses. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I've got a very, very demanding schedule. And, a conversation I've had with Nathan is, look, I've got to have family time. I can't be, eating meals that take me too long to eat. All of these factors need to be accounted for in my diet, and they are accounted for. And I want to make sure that I'm a good husband and that I'm a good dad, that I have time to train, that my body is processing what I want it to process. And also at the same time, I'm getting closer to my goals. And right now that's, certainly what I'm doing. If I had different goals, or if I was strictly trying to lean down and I didn't care as much about possibly losing some of my lean muscle mass, then yeah, maybe the diet would be different, and it probably would be different. And on top of this, what I want to say, guys, is I never, put this out. Never one time did I say, look, I'm trying to be the example for somebody else trying to cut down. I am simply showing you guys a behind the scenes look at what I am doing, but my diet is made specifically for me, tailored for me. So I think that, in some way, Greg was kind of thinking that I was trying to push that diet for other people that are losing weight. And one of the things I think that he pointed out, and, for a normal person, this might be correct. If you're not, satisfied and you're starving, a lot of people would binge. A lot of people would overeat. They would say, I can't handle this. But I am not that person, okay? The amount of discipline and motivation and hunger that it takes to win 4 World's Strongest Man titles and to accomplish what I have accomplished in my life, I don't cheat, right? Like, I'm going to make that very clear. I would literally eat a pile of dirt if I needed to every single day, even if it tasted like garbage, if it was going to make me better, if it was going to get me closer to my goals. And I would do that day in and day out for weeks on end, for months on end, for years on end, if that's what it took. So Greg can say certainly that about somebody binging, and it's true for most people if they're not disciplined and they're not committed. But when I'm committed to something, when I'm locked in on something, I will not cheat. I don't care how I feel. I don't care about any of that. And that's what it takes to get to the point where you can be considered the best in the world multiple times. So, I think that, his point to other people is very true. Yes, you want to be as satisfied as you can with your diet so you're not feeling hungry, you don't have those cravings. But, I don't really necessarily fit the same mold. So I do appreciate what Greg was trying to say. And I think for a lot of people out there, yeah, it could be very helpful. Right. And, people are trying to make transformations. I think at one point in the video, he said, Brian's trying to help people. I'm trying to help Brian. And hopefully, we can help everybody together. That's the collective mission through a lot of the things that I share is I want you all to improve yourself. I want you all to set goals. I want you to go after what you want to achieve. And that is very, very important to me personally. So me sharing my diet with you, when I'm in a position that I'm in, what I will say is I open myself up to being critiqued, maybe being criticized, having kind of a target on my back, so to speak. And again, I'm not sitting here trying to say, hey, I don't think Greg knows what he's talking about. I don't think that, anybody should listen to what he's saying, or that I'm not going to think about what he said or anything like that. But understand I've got a plan in place, okay, and I'm trusting of that plan. If I didn't believe in that plan, then something is wrong. But I have had literally a battery of different blood tests done in my career. I know what foods I can tolerate, what foods I can't tolerate, what I feel best on in training, and Nathan knows that very well for me personally. So with that being said, I want to talk to you also a little bit about some of my goals moving forward, because I think a lot of people have asked those questions, and it's maybe pertinent right now with me saying in this video, hey, I'm training to be as strong as I possibly can be. My plan is to come back and compete this year in strongman. So I think that'll make a lot of people very, very excited. Some people that think that I should hang it up and be done, that's going to make them not as excited. But, hey, I coming off the Shaw Classic, I got to say, I had a really, really good time. I got back to my roots of loving lifting, loving just competing, and just going against my brothers in strength, so to speak, and just having an awesome time. So, with that being said, I kind of got that fire back. I kind of got that hunger back. I was kind of, questioning a lot of things after World's Strongest Man last year, but the Shaw Classic was such a positive experience for me, I think for the competitors and just as a whole, that it reminded me why I love strongman, why I love competing so much. And I'm going to take that and run with it, right? I just love it so much, and I enjoy it so much. And I'm really looking forward to that. We'll be announcing the contests that I kind of have coming up. There's nothing, concrete set as far as dates, and that's what I've kind of been waiting on before we make any kind of an announcement. But that is just a little tidbit for all my fans out there that are wondering what's going on. And, after taking a little break after the Shaw Classic and Christmas and New Year's and getting into the new year with this transformation, I think a lot of people have had those questions for me. So thank you all for the support. I really, really appreciate it. To Greg, I wish you all the best, brother. And, maybe we can get together sometime and you can show me some of this famous cookbook that you're talking about. But if you don't want to buy Greg's cookbook, you could always go to undefinednutrition.com and buy some supplements that'll help you on your journey to reach your goals. Hope you all are doing well. For now, go out and be great, and we'll check you guys later.